take a second and look around you. I want you to notice the diversity around you right now. What if there was an easier way to connect and experience that culture around you? Searching and buying for local goods is extremely hard. It is often something you do in person, and only the people that have access to it can actually purchase it. Local delights. This is like our goal is to mediate you and the local goods across the nation right now.
Local Delights is a monthly subscription box focused on delivering local goods that are representative of an area and its unique culture. Here we have our New Orleans box. As you can see, we have a variety of products that stems from food to beads to a keychain. Basically, we want to capture the culture of an area in a box and deliver it to you so you can experience something new. Ease and convenience are our #1 goals. So we have a website and an app so you can go through and make all your purchases through this, and it streamlines the process to make it most convenient as possible. Ordering your box is easy and can be completed in 4 simple steps. First, you select your subscription box and your location that you want to get your box from. You take a likes and dislikes quiz that we have provided on our website and our app, which will let you, us as a company, decide what products to include in your box. And then, for #3, you can exchange or keep whatever products we have chosen for you. And #4, we want you to take delight in your box that you have gotten from Local Delights.
Here you have a schema of what we can possibly be looking at in terms of our market scale. Every icon you see here would be a clickable icon that you can enter and get into these local cultures and goods from different cities. This is just an example of what the app may look like for an interactive user. Our main inspiration came from a company you guys may know as HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a subscription box that ships you a weekly box with goods and meal kits that you prepare on hand. Right here we have their 9-year growth in an unembedded market alone, Europe. They started off at 2 million and they jumped up whopping numbers, $5 billion. But we're really gonna focus on those first 3 years because that's what the model we want. They jumped from 2 million in revenue to 70 million in revenue. We were really interested on how they did this, and we went and we modeled a lot of our expenditures, where we were putting our money and how we were building our teams on what they did. Here's our projections for our revenue and profit growth. We start off at less than $10 million. A lot of that is because we have a lot of upfront costs, but we exponentially scale by investing in those early stages. We're able to meet market demand once we have all the facilities ready. If we go to the next slide, you'll see operating profit margin, same story. It's a deficit at first. There's large economies of scale around setting up a subscription shippable system. So to overcome that, we have a lot of investors up front that need to be able to join us to get this off the ground. But once we do, we'll be able to get operating profit margins up to 20% by our 3rd year. This is very competitive for a shippable box that we found across the scale in terms of groceries as well as goods like we're providing. This is mirrored again in the market share. We're able to scale quickly. These numbers are all based off of HelloFresh and how they were able to corner the market in Europe. They did not have competition, and we believe that we will be the only ones to have this market. We believe this because if we have the economies of scale and come to the market first, we'll be able to build up enough buffer so that we can maintain that market. At Local Delights, we have one goal. We want you, the consumer, to experience the world one box at a time, with local goods delivered to your doorstep. Questions? Does anyone have any questions on our business model and how we plan to proceed with this?
I got a question.
Yes.
So how did you pick the cities that you were going to be like supplying boxes for?
Well, when we looked at our market shares, we looked at HelloFresh and how many there were. Where do you find the most people in the most culture? Cities. So when a lot of people are producing stuff, they tend to culminate in cities. And when you think of a state, let's say, like Ohio, can you think of a lot of goods from that region? Not particularly. When you think of New York, can you think of what comes from Buffalo? Maybe a little bit better, but you know what comes from New York, right? The city. So we decided that these are huge cultural hubs, and targeting those would be more efficient. Our main clientele is going to be people that want to go to a destination and they want to experience that destination. People aren't going to a state for the whole state, they're going for a certain region, usually a city, and that's why we decided to focus our view on that. Thank you for your question.
That's for the growth curve and the associated growth curve, how do you intend to get the word out to all the consumers that you're targeting?
So, we once again went off of HelloFresh. Have you guys seen a HelloFresh commercial before? I'm assuming, YouTube, TV, Facebook, it's all on there. So what HelloFresh did is they allocated 14% of all of their revenue every single year to ads. We also have decided, based on our interviews, to also be, working with influencers. Influencers are really key to getting our market. They're right in contact with the people we're targeting, travel influencers, destination influencers, people like that. And we have a tangible product. So it's really helpful to be able to give them that product. They can review it, show it to the people, and that helps get our word out. But that 14% sort of margins of funneling a lot of our income back into marketing is really what helped our competitors and similar companies, grow at the scales that they did.
Are you planning to have like several different distribution centers across the country, similar to like I guess HelloFresh would have?
Absolutely, and in our financial plan that is included. By year 3, we not only have scaled our operations to an 8,000 square foot facility, but we jumped to 2 of them, originally starting at only one 2,000 square foot facility in the RDU area. The majority of this would just be to collect goods, package them, and ship them out. That's the main purpose of the warehouse.
Your market share numbers that you showed us, were any of those customized to your particular target market, or was it a straight?
The demographic that we're looking at.
Yeah, no, we did kind of not only look at the HelloFresh market share, but then we also looked at like tourism ads, a lot of like hashtags on Instagram, just see how much content is like already involved with these topics. We looked at meal kits overall, and we kind of got similar numbers, about 9 million worldwide. So we kind of just ratioed it to more HelloFresh's already existing market share, and then we just focused on the United States portion of that.
So, help me explain, did you use ad spend to try and understand?
No, more like Instagram would tell you like, oh, hashtag travel, hashtag tourist, and then tell you, oh, 9 million posts. I actually have it's not on this presentation, but I do have that data.
I'd like to see that afterwards.
Okay.
Question? Any pricing of the boxes?
Yeah, it should be.
It's at the top.
It's at the top.
But this is a screenshot.
Can I just pull up our financial model?
Yeah, go for it, that'd be great.
But we do have pricing, and we have a competitively priced subscription price as
Alright, so
well.
since we're here, this is what I'm talking about. This whole Instagram thing. These are all the posts, and then the average of all the topics that that mention us. And as you can see, it's kind of similar to the HelloFresh market pool. And then these are the prices.
Are you planning to partner with like specific companies, or I'm just wondering how you're gonna get like your margins up to where you're not like paying like outrageous amount for it?
Yeah, are you talking about like, are we partnering with companies that have a lot of goods that would be giving them to us?
Like in the box, like I'm sure there's a diversity.
Yeah, and I think I can actually hand it off to Michael because he has some experience with the sort of supplier side of that.
Yeah, so we're just looking to get products that have like a wide variety of stuff that we can put in, and it'll be like multiple options and stuff, so we'll be able to just kind of
I think I can expand a bit on that, but he has a family business that he runs, and it's called Chocolate Bros, and they sell hot sauces to places like Whole Foods, and getting someone to intercede with them and having those deals would be, and that is a role that we have in our financial model, and we would work to get those shipped to our distribution sites. I want to point out that we want to average about an $8 per item price, but that would be our spending. When you're buying things in bulk, we had an assumption that if you're buying a lot of it, we get a much cheaper discounted price from a distributor than you as a final consumer would get, and that's how we're going to keep our margins where we like them.
I think something we can add to that, something like we were talking before, the referral codes. I think that would be a good answer for you. We are not only going to be making money from the customer side, but also to the business. We're planning on doing something like a referral code that whenever the customer go to the actual store to actually experience that product like firsthand, he can give you the code, and we get like an amount, like a part of that money, since we we're able to get a customer from somewhere else to experience that store, that gift from that store.
We think that the introduction of their products would be valuable to them, so they would sell it to a cheaper rate.
I think that's all the time we have. I think we're out for questioning. Unless there's anything.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you.